Morning everybody. So 14 degrees at the weekend, snow. Don't understand this at all. It's officially gone crazy. So this morning I'm wearing blue and I'm wearing a blue jumper because it's too cold to wear a t-shirt. The reason I'm wearing blue is because I'm going to be talking about living and how you might not be living as much as you think and a different way to think about it. But before I talk about that, let's talk about the colours very briefly. There's the 3 green behaviours. Thinking, communicating and improving, 3 of them. And if you have those in your diary in the right proportion, it'll take you, your people and your business upwards, make things better. And there's the amber behavior, monitoring and directing, just 2 of them. Those are the things that will stop your business from going backwards, manage risk. Then there's red, doing, and brown, floating. My eyes are actually watering, it is so cold. There's red, doing, and brown, floating. And those are the things, if you have them in your diary too much, will take you, your people and your organization backwards, make things worse. But there's one other, and it is blue, and blue is about living. That's about looking after your physical, spiritual, or mental well-being. So yesterday I did an extended version of the Diary Detox Discovery with a business school with EMBA students, 2 cohorts I think we had in the room at the time. And one of the things that I do during that is I ask a question about how much time they're working versus how much time they're sleeping and how much time they're resting. And we use Mentimeter, people answer on their phones and it brings up some results. And on this particular slide, there are 3 questions I ask. And after having asked those 3 questions, you come up with a number, and a bunch of numbers, and you put those numbers into what I have is a very basic calculation. Now, the calculation that I use is quite optimistic, okay? So the real number is probably lower, but I start off at a basic level. And what's interesting is I turn the numbers that they give into a percentage, and that percentage is the amount of recharge. Living is all about recharging yourself. Yeah, you use your energy at work and you use your time outside work to recharge that energy. And depending on how much time you're working, how much overtime you're doing, how much you're sleeping, will tell you roughly how much opportunity you have to recharge. It's a relatively simple calculation, but here's the thing. It's the way people think about this that I find quite interesting. So I asked the results in the session and they came out and I put them into the calculator. And based on my calculation, it says that everybody is giving themselves, if they think about their living time as recharging their batteries, they're giving themselves no more than 68% of their charge. That's what they're giving themselves. And you kind of get the impression that most people kind of go, yeah, and so what? What's interesting though is that I use an analogy and I get people to think about it in a slightly different way. And it's interesting to see how their view changes. And what I normally say is, okay, let's assume that you go to bed at night and you put your phone onto charge next to you. You plug it in and you go to sleep for however many hours you go to sleep. And when you wake up, you only see it a maximum of 68% charged. How would you feel about that? And you could see the people that had their cameras on started laughing because they obviously wouldn't be very happy about that. If you woke up and found your phone after an overnight charge, only 68% charged, you'd probably be pretty angry. You get a bit of anxiety even. But that's effectively what they're doing to their bodies every night because of the number of hours they're sleeping, because of the number of hours of overtime they're doing. And it's basically squeezing. The only thing that gets squeezed is the amount of time for you. Work seems not to suffer. Sleep, you just do whatever you want to do, and everything else in between just gets squeezed out. So I thought it'd be interesting just to share that with you. Think about how much time you're spending overtime every day and how much time you're getting of sleep. Another interesting fact I was talking to a sleep researcher the other day, and they said something which I thought was quite stark. They said, if you stop eating today and you stop sleeping today, you will die of sleep deprivation before you die of hunger, which I think is quite a shocker. But for some reason, we just don't look after our sleep. We don't prioritize it the way we prioritize other things. So just a few things for you to think about. If you're interested to find out whether you're in danger of burnout or whether your people are, give me a shout. You can find me anywhere, either on diarydetox.com or on LinkedIn. In the meantime, have a great day. Have a great week. Get some sleep.